This is a house that I have not been to, but this is a house that Jet Lending has a loan on. So my first time here, so when I walk through and I give you my comments on what I think of the repairs, it is absolutely the first time I've seen the house. So we got 4 or 5 people filming. I'll try to talk as loud as I can so that y'all can hear me. But again, I'm not here to evaluate ARV today. We'll talk about it if you want, but really what I'm gonna do is talk about the repairs of what I do when I'm out here to buy a house. Now, there's 2 different repair numbers. There's the repair number that I use to budget to buy the house, the repair number that I use to budget what I think I can pay, okay? Down the road of a week or 2, if I buy the house, a day or 2, week or 2, month or 2, when I buy the house, I go back to these numbers, then I evaluate to what I'm actually gonna pay my contractors and negotiate with my contractors to get the finished product. So there's numbers to buy the house, there's numbers to actually give to your contractors to get the job done. Today we're budgeting to buy the house. I'll be a little bit conservative, meaning I'll go slightly high on the repair numbers. So I'm gonna turn around, they're gonna film me. I hope I can keep the volume level going here so you guys can hear me. I'm gonna turn around and the first thing I see is a yard that's in disarray. I've never been someone who puts a lot of money into landscaping, but I will clean them, cut them, trim them, make them look nice. What I would do here is clean up this yard, clean it up. I see some mildew, discoloring on those garage doors. The garage doors look like they're in pretty good shape. I just pressure wash them. Pressure wash this driveway. The roof, from where I'm standing in the street, looks to be old. All right, this is a 2,700 square foot high-end house in the Woodlands, 2-story. If a retail, the person that lived on this street called a roofer, there's no doubt in my mind that bid would be north of $20,000 to repair that, to not repair, replace that roof. It'd be north of 20 to 25, 26, 27, 28. Based on the square footages, I think I would pay 16 to 19, somewhere slightly under $20,000 on that roof. The yard, I hadn't seen the backyard yet, but I'm probably budgeting $1,000 maybe to clean up the yard. Pressure wash, a couple $100 max, okay? Let's go to the front door and I'm gonna go in. I need a new front door, okay? This house ARV, ballpark, maybe 600, maybe, I'm not sure exactly, but maybe 600. Gotta have a new front door. Quickly I look and I scan, do I see any cracks in the brick? Do I see any cracks right through here at the garage door areas? Nothing. So I'm already feeling pretty good. Most likely, I'm probably in good shape on the foundation. New front door, highly variable depending on where you go and the quality, $500-600. Now, y'all help me turn on some lights as we go here. If anybody can help me, I'll turn on lights everywhere. All right. Okay. Got to paint this house. Interior paint. I can guarantee you, $2 per square foot minimum. Minimum. Sometimes we get frustrated. Folks come in, got a 2,700 square foot house that needs to be painted, and they'll budget $2,000. Will not touch a quality job. Now, I see a crack right here. So now I'm getting a little suspicious here. Maybe I need to watch this house a little bit quicker. Door frame square, door frame square, door frame square, door frame is pretty square. If it's a foundation issue, it's minor, okay? May not be. It went corner to corner. That's usually a dead sign of a little bit of movement, but I'm not too alarmed about it yet. All right, we'll go to the garage in a minute. Flooring. Replace this flooring. What we're going to replace it with is highly, debatable. Okay? With what I can tell you, it's got old carpet in the living room. We're not going back with carpet in the living room. We would go back wood, maybe tile, maybe vinyl plank. In the Woodlands, I'm probably going back wood. That wood right here and into the kitchen looks pretty good till we get to where the refrigerator used to be. And apparently we had some water leaks here, and got to replace these. What at one time was some very, very pretty wood floors. Wood, now again, debatable. Some people may have a different opinion. $11 to $14 a foot is what I have paid most recently for wood flooring. Your worst case would be $15, but $11 to $14 probably gets you good wood floors. You'll see some variable costs there, because when you knock all this wood up, or if you're knocking up tile, you're gonna have some prep work to do. So if you get some uneven surfaces and need some more prep, you can add another $1 or $2 per square footage for the prep. Kitchen is a redo. Appliances. I got built-ins, I got cooktops. You can spend a lot of money in here on appliances for this kind of house. It's a high-end, but it's not the highest of high-end. $3,500, maybe $4,000. It's not a $10,000 package for a house that's going to sell in the 600s. It's got the old laminate countertops. We would go back granite or quartz. Probably budget $225 to $275 per linear running foot. That gets you the surface, the flat top, and the backsplash and tile. Okay. I just simply count or add up, measure the linear square footage, and then I'd probably use about $250, $260 a linear foot to replace these. Okay. All new hardware, all new light fixtures. Hardware, a house like this, 2,700 square foot again, $2,000, $2,500. All new light fixtures, probably $3,000 or $4,000. Okay? And I just throw a lump sum number, $3,000 to $4,000 on the light fixtures, $2,000 on the hardware. I don't go through counting stuff. I'm not going to count light fixtures. Okay? Probably another new front door. This one just doesn't look good. Got a little corrosion on it. New front door. So far I'm up to 2 exterior doors. One to the front door and one to this patio door. Okay? Let's head to the, am I doing okay on sound and things, you think? Going too fast?
Nope.
Okay. Let's go to the master. John, you coming? There you go. Same carpet, same interior paint. We got that flooring number knocked out at the start. We got the paint knocked out at the start. All new mini blinds. And go the high end. How much? $2,500 probably cover the house. Probably. Okay. Bathroom, master, redo it. It's a mess. I didn't mention in the kitchen, but I would not replace those cabinets, just the countertops and appliances. Keep the cabinets. Vanity number 1, redo. Vanity number 2, redo. Jacuzzi tub, if it's really good and can be refinished, we keep it. We redo the shower. It's a fiberglass with a framed-in door. We go glass, no frame, all tile. Okay? How much? I'm going to give you a range. Minimum 5,000, probably max 8. 5 to 8. Look at my door frames. Square, square, square. Which is telling me, again, I don't see any foundation. I haven't seen a crack since that first crack. Okay? All right? Flooring in the wet area. We go back tile in here. Tile. We might go vinyl plank, but probably tile. Okay? Vinyl plank's good too. Okay? Vinyl plank, depending on your prep, vinyl plank, $3 to $5 a foot, depending on your prep. Okay, that's material and installation and prep. Okay, now vinyl plank comes in a large variety of thicknesses. You need to go the thicker, the more expensive the house, the thicker the plank. You would go the thicker plank on this stuff. Okay, all right. We'll go outside in a minute. Let's go upstairs. Same carpet. Still got that in my first number. Has anybody checked for fleas?
No, not yet.
You better check yourself. Looks like there might have been pets in here. We've been in here 5, 7, 8, 9 minutes. If there's fleas in here, they're going to be on us.
That's right.
Check yourself for fleas.
Shake them off before you get in your vehicle.
Okay. All right, we still got paint. We still got all flooring. We had that just 2 minutes after we walked in the front door with the minimum $2 a foot for paint. And carpet, I paid $2 a foot, maybe a tad less. I think I got some recently at $1.85. But just budget $2 a foot for carpet. Now, a lot of people would come all through the house and put the vinyl plank or the wood. I'm still, for the upstairs and guest bedrooms, I'll go carpet. Okay? Master bedroom, I'll probably go wood. Remember, we're doing wood in the entry, wood in the living areas. Right here, this is a living area. I'd be tempted to go back wood, but go carpet in the bedrooms. But some investors will go with the one flooring throughout, and I don't challenge that. I don't have a problem with that. Okay? All right. What we got here? All right, we got a full bath. Redo. New vanity, new hardware, new lights, new shower door. That's 4-inch tile, and it may be in great shape, but it says I'm old. Redo it. This one, minimum of $3,500, probably a max of $5,000. $3,500 to $5,000. Huh? What all we got here? We got dirty walls. We've already covered the paint. Probably a closet, maybe attic. Not closet. Okay, nothing there to worry about. Door frames, almost square. Step out and I'll close the closet. Square almost, no cracks. I'm feeling pretty good that I don't have a foundation. I walked so many I can feel it. Mm-hmm. Remember we covered the new wood, the blinds, mini blinds. Another bath. All right, I felt my first place of soft flooring. I pull this flooring out, I'm gonna look at that. Not today, not gonna pull the flooring back. But I got soft flooring under me, may need some subfloor. Replace, redo. A little bit bigger bathroom, $5,000 to $6,000. Okay? All right. Y'all go that way, I'm gonna pull the attic access down. Y'all go that way for me. Okay? Okay.
Looks newer.
Y'all see how athletic that was?
All one hand.
Huh?
All one hand.
I heard you were
Cat-like reflexes. All right. I got lights. Good. Okay. First thing I see is I got decking underneath those shingles. That's good. You still run into houses around here which got old cedar shake shingles underneath the asphalt shingles. When you have that, you must replace the whole roof. Okay, you got to put decking back down. It's very expensive. But we got decking. That's 4x8 sheets, typically 4x8 by ½ inch sheet of plowboard. You're good. Duct looks pretty good. Y'all can come up here in a minute, but the insulation looks god-awful. Probably performing, but it looks bad. Aesthetically, it looks like crap. When I buy a house like this, I blow in new insulation. I did one just the other day, $1,800. It was less than $2,000. I blew in all new pretty insulation, and it just made it look gorgeous. Okay, so it's an aesthetics thing as much as it is a performance thing. I'm not a central heat and air guy, but I understand through questioning the owner that the AC units are old. If they're old, I just budget to replace them, whether they're performing or not. I budget 2 units, 2,700 square foot. We'd probably run a 4 or 5 ton and then a 3 ton. Total, $12,000, maybe 13 for the 2. Okay, ductwork is in excellent condition. I would not touch the ductwork, but I would blow in new insulation up here. And it just really, as you go to sell it, makes for a better presentation of the house. It's one of these very inexpensive things you can do to enhance the sellability of your house. Okay? Y'all didn't know I was so athletic, did you?
No, we didn't.
All right. Okay, new light fixtures, new light fixtures, new light fixtures. Bundle them all up in one package. 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 max for all new light fixtures. New mini blinds. Don't have any mini blinds. I put mini blinds on all windows. Okay, a little bit of trash out. Hadn't been a lot. A little bit. Couple grand maybe. Maybe on the high end for trash out. You know, you got a little bit here. Got some mattresses. You have some furniture down here. You have a little bit of furniture downstairs. It's very small trash out. Okay? All right, let's go to the backyard. Here's a water heater. I walked by. Probably functioning. If it's functioning and it looks pretty good aesthetically, I don't normally replace it. But if I did, it's $800. Okay? $800. Where do we go down at? Right here? All right, got some more cameras coming through. Got one more cameraman coming, don't we? We talked about this exterior door. Got to paint this little enclosure. This looks like an add-on little sitting area. It's got to have concrete under this little outdoor carpet. A lot of sheetrock work to do. Redo the sheetrock, small room, paint it. Probably consider sheetrocking in here. I don't ever want to see an old exterior window still look into an interior part of the house. I would consider taking these out, sheetrocking this whole thing to get rid of the siding. Okay? All right? Got another door we got to take care of. That's 3. All right, y'all come out. Watch the snakes.
Watch. The wasp and snake.
Watch them ants. Stepping in the ant bed. All right. We don't have a whole lot of exterior wood here, but what we do, we paint. And this back view of that roof is all covered by the pine needles, but I can see around the edges of the pine needles. That roof got to go. Again, I think I said earlier, I think I can get it done for under 20, 16 to 19,000. Not a lot of exterior wood here, not a lot. Needs to be painted, 2,000 covered. Okay, all right. I got new fence here. I got old dilapidated fence on 2 sides. I'm going to budget to replace it. Before I pay for it, I go to that neighbor and see if they want to share the cost with me. 90% of the time they do, because they don't like it either, but they don't want to pay for the whole thing. If they don't, I'll probably go ahead and do it anyway. Just tell them thank you, thanks for coming. All right, got some tree trimming. Tree trimming's expensive. I'm probably going to budget. I'm not taking down trees. I don't see any dead trees. I see a lot of trimming. $1,500. Could be 2,000, 1,500 bucks, you know? Let's look over here. Earlier upstairs in the attic, we saw the interior guts, we saw the furnace, we saw the air handling system. Old outside condensing units, old. Replace. Again, probably a 5-ton and a 3-ton. 13,000, I think, would probably cover it. I think ballpark numbers. Don't touch the duct. If you go and get a quote and it's 25,000, don't say I lied to you. Go get a contractor that knows how to quote, you know, investors that's repeat business. Okay. Got some vine removal, yard work, small ticket items. Got a lot of pine needles. I might spend a little extra on this yard here, you know, just to make it really aesthetically pleasing. Now, I don't do it in every house, but this house has no backyard entertainment. I would consider putting a deck back here. I don't do it a lot, but for this kind of house, for what you're gonna spend and what you're gonna sell it for, I might put some type of outdoor backyard entertainment deck, something. I'm probably not going full-blown cover summer kitchen, but I'd probably have some type of deck back here to enhance the sellability of the property. Now, what I normally do when I'm walking through, and I got started, I'm worried about my voice carrying to the film. I didn't say this or do it, but I'm usually writing all this stuff down on the back of my clipboard. Then I take my calculator and I add it all up. I didn't do that. I'm gonna give you a ballpark. 100, in my opinion, 100. Oh, one of my cameramen's pointing to the corner, that foundation. That's more aesthetically displeasing than it is structural. That is not a structural issue. That is delamination of the outer 1.5 inch of concrete that's covering the rebar. It's aesthetics. Okay, you can get a concrete man to come back, get an angle grinder, smooth that all up, 90 degree it, and pack it. That is not a structural situation. Believe me, there's no structural component underneath here, the last 2 inches of that concrete slab. That's my old forte, what I did for 17 years in the power plants. Not structural at all. Okay? Huh? All right, let's walk back around to the front to the driveway, and y'all can ask me if I missed anything, if there's anything y'all noticed I missed. Let's talk about it. Talk about some pricing. Maybe I wasn't clear. Let's talk about it a little bit more. And I'm just going to guess from my experience, and I did not take my notes, but I'm going to say I'm ballpark right at 100,000 on this deal, on the rehab. Could be a touch more. The big ticket items is flooring, roof, the things you don't think about, the fencing, okay? That interior paint's a pretty big number. The 2.5 baths and the kitchen's a pretty big number. But I bet I'm pretty close in there somewhere. Huh? HVAC. What's that? Oh, let's go to the garage. Thank you. See, she pointed something out I missed. Window and siding. Okay. I don't see anything too alarming here. This is the most wood we've got anywhere. So what I say earlier, 2,000, maybe 2,500. May kick it up a little bit, maybe another 700 because you got so much area over here. And it's up in the air. They got to get to it. Another exterior door coming off the garage, a little bit of siding around that window. We're going to the garage. If this don't pressure wash up really nice, I consider some type of coating in here, but probably just pressure wash it. houses like this don't have a really good paint job, if any, in the garage, I treat these interior garage walls just like they're inside. I really do them up pretty. Okay? I got ancient garage door openers. Replace them. Don't even think about keeping them. Even if they work and function, they look like crap. All right, that door don't look good. It looks worse from in here. I'm still going to try to just clean them and get by. But these are about $550, $650, $700 each. $1,300 bucks. $600,000 house. If it's going to make you sell it quick, maybe you do. Okay? All right. Sheetrock, a little bit of sheetrock work. You got a door that ain't seating here real well, and I can tell that because I can see grass and debris blowing in from the side. So when we do this, we got to make sure that door frame and door is fitting in there right. Okay? All right, for about $450, I can put a really nice coat, epoxy coat in here, non-skid, epoxy coating in here, and I do it every time, even on cheap houses. This $600,000 house, 100% we do it here. And even on the lower end stuff, I do it. I mean, $400 and it looks great. You know, for the man cave. Okay? I would also throw in, every house has hidden things. Miscellaneous plumbing and electrical. I didn't see the electrical box. We missed it. But to replace an electrical box is $2,000, $2,200, $2,300. We would need to look at that. But miscellaneous plumbing and electrical, there's always something. There's always something. Big house, you know, it's relative on house size and age. I would tack on a $3,000 minimum miscellaneous plumbing and electrical in this house. It's there. You're going to run into stuff. Okay? All the hardware I mentioned, fixtures, all new. Doorknobs, all new. Sometimes hinges. Everything that says I'm old, replace. I mean, that's nothing compared to your overall investment for these houses. Okay. Questions?
So when you're walking through a house, one thing that the viewers are not noticing is using your other senses. Tell them about the things that maybe like how you feel when you step, what you may smell, all these types of things that may be changing what could be.
Okay, smell. It smells like an old closed up house with no air circulating. It's not alarming. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is no issue, 10, oh my gosh, we got issues here. It's a 2, 2, 3. It's not a major thing. Walking. As soon as we got in the front door, I saw a crack and my alarm, my red flag went to the top of the hole and I got alarms going on. As we've walked, I've never felt one step, not one, where this house felt unlevel. I've never seen a second crack. I haven't seen, almost every door frame is perfect. Okay, so I'm not worried about any foundation settlement here, none. Okay, a lot of rookies don't know to go up in that attic and look to see if you got deck board underneath your asphalt shingles and not the old cedar shaped roof shingles underneath. A lot of people don't, and we still run into that today, believe it or not. Not so much in this area of the Woodlands, but you go West Houston, out there off of Westheimer, Willcrest, Beltway 8, all of those houses, every one of them had wood shingles put on when they were built. And you'd be surprised how many of them still got wood shingles on the 1x4s, no decking, on 1x4s. The 1x4s there, the wood shingles there, now the asphalt shingles laying on top of it. When you're really, really good in this business, you can drive up in front of the house and you see it's wavy, alarm button goes up, better go check that. It's wavy, looks like it's got wood shingles underneath those. It looks like it's got wood shingles underneath the asphalt shingles. You don't know until you go in the attic. You don't know. Okay? When you have unknowns, allow for it. Remember, we're budgeting to purchase. We're not budgeting to hire the contractor today. Two slightly different numbers. I'll go a little conservative on my repairs to purchase. I don't go conservative when I go to my contractor. I'm trying to save a little money, you know, treat him fairly, but save a little money, him or her fairly, save a little money on my repairs. Questions?
Now, as you are teaching everybody a good walkthrough and a good analysis of really big things that you should look for, until they get that experience, what would you say if you had a walkthrough and you're picking out really big things that could be an issue, but you don't know quite how much things cost? How would you price it from price per square foot an analysis if you were to walk this property?
Before I do that, I take 75, 80 pictures. I'm not just saying this because I'm here to sell jet lending. Take it to your hard money lender and let them help you on these repairs. That's what we do every day. All right? Take it to whoever you trust. Have a contractor walk it with you. Get an option period to where you can walk it, look it, and then bring somebody back if you need to, an option period on your contract. But if you're going to force me to a number, the number that we use, that we learned this number during the floods to remodel half. We were looking at so many of them, and more often than not, we were using $30, $35 a foot for interior renovation, plus anything on the exterior, plus roof, plus central air, plus yard, plus fence, that kind of thing. $30, $35. I did see us go all the way to $40 when it was really, really bad, a total gut job. Okay, if you really want a number, just to guide by. I caution you about using that as a last resort. I caution you to use that only, you know, when you just don't know any better yet. There's no replacement for doing just what I did. And I walk this house, I go carpets $2 a foot, woods 11 to 14. The interior paint is a minimum of $2 per foot. And if you want to use 2.5, use it. It'll get there sometimes. I will argue that. I have people tell me all day long that's too high. Bull. I do too many of them. I do too many of them. Okay. Countertops north of 200 now. You know, for granite. Quartz will be a little bit more. A house like this, you consider putting quartz in rather than granite. And here's what's interesting. You know, you can walk a house, and I did it yesterday. It had beautiful granite, but the granite was 15 years old, and it looked great, but it said, I'm old. I'm old. And you're going to have buyers walk in that are, I don't know what the right word to use, kind of arrogant maybe. And they go like, that granite's old, even though it's beautiful, and it looks great. And it was expensive when they put it in 15 years. It says I'm old. So people want new, they want fresh.
Now, since you're done walking it, what are your next 3 steps, next 5 steps after you're done walking it and you're done your numbers?
Well, what I would do if I was buying this house, and let's say this young lady right here was my seller, I'd go back to the living room and find this house is pretty filthy. I'd find the cleanest place we can find to sit down. There's no kitchen table with chairs in there, I don't think, but I like to do kitchen. And I sit down and I start negotiating my offer to make my offer eyeball to eyeball, belly button to belly button, and hopefully walk out of here with a contract. That's not what we're doing today because Jet Lending's already done this loan for our investor buyer, and you know, so I would go negotiate the contract. If Jet Lending, if we hadn't already closed the loan, I'd be talking to our Jet Lending client to like, this is what I see. Here's my numbers. Let's compare my numbers to your numbers, and let's see what we need to do here a little bit. Okay?
How long will it take to rehab this?
How long will it take to rehab this? This is probably, if you hit it tomorrow till you're done, you should be totally done in less than 6 weeks. It could be 4 to 5. But I'm saying 6, if you've gone over 6 weeks, it's been mismanaged. If you really own your game, 4, 4.5, maybe 5. You go in sequence. Okay? First thing you do is yard and exterior. Why? Because you're going to have a for sale sign out there marketing the house. You do the outside first. Today it's not raining. Get that outside stuff done. It starts raining for a week around here. then you come work on the interior, okay? Because you can do interior work while it's raining. You can't work tomorrow if it's raining 3 inches tomorrow. Can't work outside. So get it looking pretty, yard, exterior, get that roof put on, okay? Mark it.
Now,
Mark
would
it,
you-
mark it, mark
Would
it.
you replace the roof if the owner says it was replaced in 22?
That roof wasn't replaced in 22, in my opinion.
Okay.
That roof is old.
And
I
he would,
think either they are mistaken or they misled. I don't think that's a 2022 roof.
Okay.
Eddie, would you hire somebody to oversee this project for you if you were?
At my level, no. Okay,
Okay.
at a beginner level, yeah, maybe, yeah.
How much could you expect to, if you had a, I don't know, what, a general contractor? Or
That's a
manager?
great question. I'm gonna give a range, 20 to 35%. 20 to 35%.
Of the repair value?
Reason, so if you hired a GC,
30,000.
Repair cost?
So 30,000.
yeah, probably 30,000 for their money, for their pocket, yeah. Yeah, and that may be why I think we saw a number much higher than mine, had a GC number in it. The numbers, that's a great point. The numbers I'm giving is what Eddie Gant would pay today.
Okay.
And that's probably a big source of your number change right there. That's a great point. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So what traps would you see in doing this? In terms of the purchase price and ARV, what's your traps that you gotta avoid?
The traps?
Yeah, what are the things from a purchase price? What are the things you gotta avoid?
If you use my 600 ARV and my 100 for repairs, you're gonna offer 280 to 300 for this house.
Okay.
Boom, see how quick that was?
Mhm.
You know, so this is about as clean and vanilla. It's just larger square footage in an upper end area. This is as easy and vanilla as it gets, to be honest with you. We got no foundation, we got no wood rot, really, you know, really. I don't know of any major plumbing, electrical issues. Vanilla. Vanilla. There's no walls knocked out. There's not aluminum wiring. I didn't go check it, but I know the 1990s built house in the Woodlands, I know there's no aluminum wiring, or there's certainly only a 1% chance. I'm sorry, copper wire. Vanilla.
Okay.
Easy. A money maker.
Yes.
A
Do
moneymaker.
you advise new investors to start on a house like this or something smaller, or does it matter?
Well, I'd like to see them start, the question of a brand new rookie investor start on a house like this. I would rather see them go smaller, but this is such a good one. I would never discourage them from buying this house. Okay?
Good in being good as so how is it good to you?
What now?
How is it good to you? This one is so good that you wouldn't
It
discourage.
looks like it's not a hard repair, and it looks like there's money to be made
Okay.
At the right price.
at the right price.
At the
Well, I kinda already know that, I wasn't gonna broadcast that publicly, but I kinda know those numbers.
This is
Questions, Johnny?
no, I agree. It's not that hard of a rehab. I mean, it is big. So if it's your first one, it could get a little overwhelming for you.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you do everything the right way, you shouldn't have any issues getting this house.
Let me tell y'all a little secret. Y'all ready? Tell you a secret. Tax roll's got this at 2,700 square feet. It's bigger.
Feels bigger.
It's bigger.
Cause they added.
Take my word for it. I walked too many of them.
Okay.
This house is bigger than 2,700 square feet.
Can you go over the analysis of how you cannot use that enclosed area as square footage when you
Back
walk?
there?
Yes.
I don't think it's air conditioned, number one. Okay, number
Okay.
one. It's add-on, obvious add-on. It's still got exterior siding and windows. It's just not conducive to call it. It's pretty small anyway, but it's not conducive to call that living area. Mainly, there's no AC. in
It
that
looked
room.
like it was just a covered back patio porch.
That's exactly
And
what
they
it
just
was.
closed the two walls in.
That's what
Put
it
another
was.
door on.
Yeah, yeah. But I would still do what I said back there. I would, if it was my house, I would sheetrock it and you know, make it look like an interior room. And you make it to a mudroom for a lady or something, you know, that, you know, wants all her little craft stuff.
Stuff coming in through the back.
How do you determine if it's gonna be, if this house is a fix or flip or a fix and hold? Do you do it before you
This-
walk in, or do you do it after?
I normally know what I'm gonna do before, but this house go either way. This is an excellent rent area, it's an excellent sales area right now. Remember this, you flip for cash, you hold for wealth. If the buyer of this home needs some money this year in 2025 to live on and pay their bills, you flip it. If the owner of this house has enough liquidity that they don't need this money today, be a great runner.
Okay,
That's a good point.
that's a good point.
Be a great runner.
So as a buyer, what would you not do here?
What would I not do?
Right.
I don't spend a lot of money on landscaping, I never have. You can argue that one with me, and a lot of people do think I'm wrong on that. I wouldn't do it. I don't do a lot of staging. Some people, you can argue that with me, that's okay. You know, but I historically have not done a lot of staging. I would not put carpet back in the living areas like it's in there now. That's old school, old mentality, okay? I would not replace the roof if I'm gonna flip it. Meaning I replace the roof, resale. But if you were going to rent this house, go back to your question, you kind of brought it up. That's really a great point you led me to y'all's two questions. If I was going to rent this house, I do not replace that roof. You know why? Because it ain't leaking. Renters don't care about the aesthetics. New buyers do. Okay?
That's good.
So if you're gonna rent it, you leave the roof. And you may get another 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years without it leaking. It just doesn't look good. And you save that money over 7, 8 years. Time value money, 20,000 becomes a lot more money than that over time, right? Okay? So it's a different mentality if you're gonna rent.
So
You go a lower grade of appliances. Remember I said one of them had a 4-inch tile around the surround in the bathroom in the shower. 4-inch tile. For new, no good. For new sale. For sale, no good. For rent, leave it. Leave it.
Okay.
So if you went that route and you decided you were gonna rent it, how much would a renovation cost you?
That's a great question, and I would need to go through and figure that out, but just ballparking it. You save 30 to 50%, maybe more. Big ticket items, you know.
Well, your roof's a big ticket,
The roof's a big one,
and then your others,
you know.
If your HVAC
You just
works,
don't
you
make,
wouldn't replace it?
you don't make capital X improvements, capital expenditure is what that stands for. You don't do that for rentals. Am I moving too much, cameraman? Okay. You don't
Depends on
do
your
that.
age of your AC, what you decide. That thing's 15, 16 years old.
If they're performing, you don't do it. But here's the advantages of doing it. You put it in the life of the loan. Okay, whereas you don't replace them now, and you gotta replace one in August, it's April now. You just wrote a big check in August that you didn't have to because you put it over your 30-year note. You follow me on that? And that's a pretty big thing to think about. There's no right or wrong answer there. But it's, you know, it's one of the things it's a consideration. Okay? Eddie Gant, Jet Lending. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's not in the heat of summer yet, but it's still a little warm and muggy. I hope this has been enlightening. I hope it's been educational. I hope it helps you buy a house, make some money. Call us at Jet Lending, Eddie at jetlending.com. My cell phone's 281-788-7594. My office phone is 281-872-7800. Info at jetlending.com as well. Thank y'all.